What is going on, guys? It is Thursday. Man, it is cold out here. The weather has taken like a serious change over the past 2 weeks. It's intense walking outside and seeing it be 34 degrees already. Anyway, heading into work like usual. Going to go do my thing. So there's been a lot of change going on around my house because of the infant, right? The new baby. I gotta do things differently. I gotta look at some of the things differently that I'm doing. The house has to kind of adjust to it, like it or not, right? And that's, the normal thing that happens when you bring a newborn home. But in a lot of ways, a lot of things stay the same. The reason why I bring this up is because I feel like too often a bunch of people in this world look at change as a horrible event. And the reason why they look at it as a horrible event is because they feel oh, but if that changes, then it's a cascade of change and yada, 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 yada. That's not actually always the case. I can tell you from my own personal experience that old adage, the more things change, the more they stay the same, that's actually a very, very real, very honest thing. And the reason why I say that is because, okay, granted, I have a new baby in the house. Sleep schedules are different now. I'm waking up more in the middle of the night because, the baby starts crying. I mean, I'm blessed right now because I don't have to face the stress of getting up and feeding him just yet because the mom is breastfeeding. So, but I'm still waking up, because he's crying. I'm still waking up to it. And it's okay for me because I expected that. And not only did I expect that, but I've been through it before. And even though a lot of rules around my house has changed to accommodate, a lot of things stayed the same. So this perception that when you face change, that it's always going to be a cascade event, it's not necessarily the case. I feel like the better part of fear around change comes from that fear of, oh my God, everything's going to change. It's not always the case. Things happen. Things do have to change to accommodate new situations, but you're not always going to be in a place where it's a constant flux of change. And not only are you not going to be in a place of constant flux of change, the more changes you make, the more you're going to realize a lot of things don't change. A lot of things actually do stay the same in a lot of ways that you didn't really think about it because they're normalcies. Normalcies are things that you don't recognize because they've been there for so long that you don't recognize the fact that they're there or that they even exist. Something that I've been learning about life myself is, the more I believe that things are going to be different, the more I realize a lot of things won't ever change. A lot of things are just the way they are. And the only things that are going to change are the things that I adjust, that I'm willing to compromise and change with. So, I don't know. I know I talk a lot about change. I've probably had several videos about change, and the reason why is because change is such a huge part of life. It's a huge part of life. It's a huge part of the processes and the way in which the way we navigate our lives. And not only that, it is life. Change is life. That's what change is. When you talk about change, you talk about life. Because life is always changing. There's always new things happening. There's always new situations arising. There's always this. There's always that. And because of that being the case, like, change is a huge thing. It is a very, very big deal about our existence. Not only humanity, but I'm talking like personal existence. Like your own personal life is going to face several changes. I had a young coworker a couple weeks ago tell me that he's already called it quits on having kids, right? Like, you know, when I say young, I mean young. I mean like 19. And he said that he was calling it quits on having kids already. Like, he already decided he doesn't want to have children. And I told him this. And in all honesty, like, if you are part of the younger audience that watches my videos, or maybe you're not, maybe this still applies to you either way, but hear me when I say this. The person you are now, the person you are currently, will not be the same person that you are 10 years from now. I could tell you personally, I think I've lived maybe 5 different lives now. And the reason why I say that is because who I was when I was in high school, to who I was when I was in college, to who I was when I was married, to who I was when I was divorced, to who I am now, you know, engaged, going back into getting married and everything else. Those are all different people, different outlooks, different mentalities, different ways of carrying himself. I can't even tell you how many things changed in just those phases of my life. So what I explained to him was, like, look, 10 years from now, you're going to be on a whole different level than you are currently. Like, you probably have switched jobs at least twice. You at least twice, and that's putting it mildly, because, you know, these days people don't stick with the same company very long. It's a very rare thing to hear somebody being with a company longer than like 5 years. But I told him, I was like, 10 years from now, you're going to be a completely different person than what you are currently. Your outlook on life is going to change. Your responsibilities, the way you view things, the way you do things, the way you see things, all those things change. And it's because life events happen. And when those life events happen, it modifies and causes you to adapt. It forces you to grow as an individual. And then when you grow as an individual, and it forces you into those tight corners of yourself to where you got to really get in your thoughts and figure out where you stand. That changes you. It puts you in a different path. It places you in a different area of existence. It really does. And because of that, you can't say, no, you're not going to have kids. Or you can't say that, no, you're not going to take that job. Or you're not going to take a job where you have to wear this uniform. Or you can't ever say that. You can never say that. You know, I can sit here and tell you right now, I'm not a suit and tie type. I'm not a boardroom guy. I'm not the kind of guy that likes to have a ton of meetings. I'm not the kind of guy that, you know, I'm a blue collar to the core person. That's how I grew up, and that's who I am. That's what's embedded in me. But I cannot sit here and tell you guys that in 10 years from now, I won't wear a suit and tie. I can't tell you right now that in 10 years from now, you know, the beard will be gone, and you know, the ball caps and the mohawk will be gone, right? Like, I can't tell you that none of those things are going to change about me, because I don't know. I don't know what kind of person I'm going to wind up growing into. I know what I want. I know what I envision. But what I envision and what I want and what's actually going to happen in my life is two totally different levels. And so, I guess where I'm going with this is accept the changes that you have to accept. Take them on. Don't shy away from them. Don't think that the end of the world is happening because you have to change. And don't think that your whole entire world is going to get flipped upside down from a change. But whatever you do, make sure you embrace it. Embrace the change. Take it. Absorb it. Live in it. Work in it. Breathe in it. Become it. Because that's the only way any of us grow. Like, for whatever reason, our society's gotten really far from self-growth, right? Like, we're a self-pleasing society now. Like, whatever makes you happy, that's what you do. I'm here to tell you, man, sometimes growth isn't stuff that makes you happy. Sometimes growth is stuff that you don't want. It's the stuff you don't want, you just want no part of. But that's what makes you grow. That's what's going to push you to the next level. That's what's going to get you where you should be, not where you want to be. And I know people hate it when I say it like that, but I'm going to tell you, man, like, I envisioned myself, by this point in my career especially, I envisioned myself being a corporate leader at Target. Like, that was my goal. Where am I now? I'm a warehouse operations manager, and like, I make massive decisions and moves and do things throughout my company that make a huge impact. And so, like, do I want to say that I'm so far off from where I envisioned on being? No. But it doesn't look anything like I thought it would. It doesn't look anything like I thought it would. And I'm happy, man. Like, I'm legitimately happy about it. It's been 1 year yesterday, since I took this position on. And left a job I was with for 10 years. 10 years, man. That's a long time to dedicate to a position. But it's worked out, and it's worked out so well. And like, I posted on Facebook last night, like, I miss my crew from 0794. You know, I do. I miss them. Because we were like family. Like, I've seen some of my darkest moments with them. I've seen some of my best days with them. And I can tell you right now, like, I miss that. I miss that family. However, I don't regret anything. I don't regret it. I don't regret the move, man. I can't tell you how much I've grown as a person. Like, I thought I was a tremendous leader then. And, like, I don't even think I was near the level I'm on now. Like, now that I'm actually in the position, I'm working in the position, and I've got such a phenomenal team. And that's the other thing, like, going way, way back to my circles video, right? The team, the circle that you have, those changes that you're going to go through in life, those people that are going to be there for you through it are the people that are going to help you grow and help you take the change. And don't shy away from that. Don't shy away from that at all, because I'm telling you, like, you need it. Because no matter what level you're operating on, there's always a level above it. And the goal in this life is to get as high into the levels as you possibly can. It's like a video game almost, except you only got one life. So make sure you play the video game well. You get to the highest level you can get and accept the changes that come with it. That's it for me for this morning. I'm getting out of here so I can get the rest of this little drive in and get back into my my place of work and go kill it. I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that fun jazz. Make sure you hit the bell in the corner, because if you don't hit that, even if you're subscribed, I guess you won't get notified. So make sure you click the notification button so you get notified when I post new content. Content drops on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm thinking about cranking it up a notch. I'm not quite sure though. With the new baby and everything else, I'm not committing to that just yet. But we'll see how it goes. I'm out. Ah.